Naoya Inoue is one of the best boxers on the planet today. For the last few years, every pound-for-pound list has included the Japanese monster in the top 3, and many people even firmly believe that Inoue is the best boxer in the world. At just 31 years old, Naoya Inoue has been a world champion in 4 different weight divisions and has an impeccable record of 28 wins and 0 losses. 25 of those victories came by knockout. To all this, we must add that Inoue is one of only 3 boxers in history to be an undisputed champion in 2 weight divisions in the 4-title era. Everything seems perfect for Naoya Inoue. He's an exceptional boxer and there should be no doubt about his fighting talent. But that is not happening. In recent years, a lot of people have been trying to discredit Naoya Inoue because he does not fight outside of Japan. Inoue has been heavily criticized on social media over the past few years for not fighting specifically in the United States, with many influential people within the sport even saying that Inoue needs to fight in the United States to become a real superstar.
If his goal is to be the star in boxing, you gotta come to the United States. It is what it is. You gotta cross those seas. You gotta knock out some Americans to make these other Americans take notice of who you are and what you're doing.
But all those people are just looking for an excuse to take away Naoya Inoue's merit, and in this video, I'm going to show you why.
Are you accusing Naoya Inoue of cheating?
I'm not accusing him of cheating. I'm just saying it's illegal. I'm just saying it's illegal, but they let him fight with it.
Naoya Inoue doesn't need America to become a superstar for the simple fact that Inoue is already a superstar. American fans need to understand that boxing is a global sport. Boxing is not solely dependent on America. Naoya Inoue doesn't need to fight in the USA. He already makes too much money fighting in Japan. He makes more money than any other boxer fighting in the lower weight divisions. Naoya Inoue is a rock star in Japan. Inoue fills stadiums with over 40,000 people in his country. I don't understand why there's so much insistence for Inoue to constantly fight in the United States when his largest fan base isn't even from that country. In my opinion, that's just an argument used to try to discredit the impressive career that Naoya Inoue has had at such a young age. The idea that Inoue will not fight in the USA is just a campaign to discredit him, because those people who want to see him fight in the United States are the same people who say that in Japan there are no real controls to regulate boxing.
Would the fight have went the same way if he would have took the drug test? Nobody knows, you know?
They first say that Inoue only fights in Japan because there are no strict doping controls there, and that means that Naoya has the green light to dope, which is totally ridiculous and pathetic since Naoya Inoue's fights are usually regulated by VADA, just like any other boxing fight. Naoya Inoue is tested for doping just like any other boxer. Fighting in Japan does not give him the green light to cheat. Another of the big accusations against Naoya Inoue is regarding his hand wrap. For some pathetic reason, a lot of people are dedicated to saying that Inoue is a cheater because his hand wraps are illegal. And as a curious fact, most of the people who say that tend to be from the USA. Even Stephen Fulton's team, curiously an American boxer, accused Naoya Inoue of using illegal hand wraps.
In previous fights, Inoue and his team has wrapped his hands with excessive amount of tape on his skin, then placing gauze and more tape, which creates a cast.
And in that one, Naoya Inoue's hand wrap was extremely supervised in order to prevent Inoue from using his supposed illegal hand wraps. They even threatened to cancel the fight if that extreme supervision did not happen.
We could also wrap our hands in the same fashion, but then again, where is the level of safety for the fighters? If this issue isn't resolved, I would not let my fighter into the ring.
However, the thing about that fight is that the extreme supervision of Inoue's hand wrapping did not affect Inoue's performance at all. Stephen Fulton was brutally destroyed by the monster in that fight, and it was made clear that Naoya Inoue's supposedly illegal hand wrappings were just a pathetic excuse by people to not accept the fact that Naoya Inoue is ridiculously superior to all boxers of his weight class. Nothing prevented Fulton from being knocked out because Naoya Inoue is simply a fighter who possesses generational talent, and he's not a cheater. Inoue fighting in the United States did not affect the monster's boxing skills at absolutely nothing. In fact, he already fought in the United States years ago, and the result was still the same. In 2017, Naoya Inoue traveled to the United States to fight for the first time in the country. Inoue fought Antonio Nieves in Carson, California. The result of that fight was a savage beating that forced Antonio Nieves to throw in the towel in the 6th round.
Inoue is trying to find somewhere to hide in the ring. And Eric, your Inoue has him ready to go to the body. Took to the body. another left kick to the body.
Keep a close look on the Evans.
The sound with those left minute record of 17-1-2. His first loss in the
3 years later, Naoya Inoue traveled to the United States again in 2021 to fight Jason Maloney in Las Vegas. And as expected, fighting in the USA changed absolutely nothing, and Jason Maloney was brutally knocked out in just 7 rounds.
Yeah, but he's dealing with something that he's never been in the ring with.
Nice.
Oh, nice counter
Just
shot.
moments ago as his jab got to its destination before.
Hear the thoughts that language is screaming that he's in control.
Oh, look at that. Deep. Round 7.
Oh, the big right hand from
And finally, Naoya Inoue would fight again in the United States the following year when he faced Michael Desmarinas on June 19, 2021. And as usual, the American atmosphere did not affect Inoue in nothing, and much less prevented Naoya Inoue from knocking out Michael Desmarinas in just 3 rounds.
Застоялся, да, Десмаринис.
Но продолжает в основном двигаться и опять, да, перекрывается. И, ну, очень, кстати, ну и так или иначе, да, вот сейчас тоже варьирует. После 2 попаданий по корпусу от Наои Инуэ.
I don't understand why American fans are so insistent on asking foreign boxers to fight outside of their countries, but absolutely no one asks American boxers to go outside of the United States. For example, Terrence Crawford has only fought once in his entire career outside the United States. Before continuing, don't forget to subscribe and like this video so the channel grows and we can bring you more content about the beautiful world of boxing. Like Crawford, Gervonta Davis has only fought once in his entire career outside the United States. Shakur Stevenson has never fought outside the United States. Errol Spence has only fought twice outside the United States. And this list could go on, and it would be huge. So I would love for the same people who demand that Naoya Inoue and other foreign boxers go out to fight outside their countries and fight especially in the USA to also demand that American boxers go out to fight outside the United States more frequently and expose themselves to fighting in enemy territory. And sadly for all the American boxing fans, America has lost power in boxing. Most of the top boxing stars are not from the USA right now. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury are the biggest ticket sellers in boxing right now, and they are English. Joshua is about to fight in front of almost 100,000 people at Wembley Stadium. Almost no American boxer is even close to doing that. Alexander Usyk is the best boxer on the planet, and he's Ukrainian. Canelo Alvarez is the biggest pay-per-view seller in boxing right now, and he is Mexican. The only real superstars America has in boxing right now are Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, and one of them is not even a world champion.